What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another World Cup watch along. And today it is Brazil against Switzerland. Brazil, I would say, most people's second team in world international football, unless, of course, maybe you're an Argentina fan, then maybe it's very different. But me personally, I have always loved watching Brazil play. The famous kit and the skills, for me, I think probably my first Brazilian favourite was Romario. It then became R9 Ronaldo. It was then Rivaldo, then Ronaldinho, and then probably Neymar. And obviously watching back old videos of Pele and so on and so forth. Garrincha as well, Jairzinho. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this game. I always love watching Brazil play. They were my tip to win the competition. And... But, of course, there are two teams here today, and Switzerland are not easy to just turn over, so this will be a good game. Granit Xhaka makes it on the green screen, people. Finally, Granit gets the green screen. Who would have thought the first time would be in a Switzerland shirt, eh? So, big him up. He's obviously their leader, really, and they'll be trying to make hard work of this for Brazil. Daniel said, I caught the R9 documentary last night, worth a watch. I mean, I've watched it. I loved it. Anybody who hasn't watched it yet, I need to watch the Messi one. I haven't watched that one yet. Nick said, Brasilia against Switzerland, people. Big up South London's finest. Xhaka, monster class incoming. Let's see if he can handle it, man. Nick Core said Ronaldinho is my favourite of all time. He's definitely the most entertaining. I've never seen a more skillful, entertaining player. Moosa's on me because I was late. I hear you, bro, but I'm here. I'm here. Better late than never, but never late is better. I think Drake said that once. Granit Xhaka, the beast. Granit said, so much yellow in front of me, I might do a madness. Cristiano Xhaka. Let me show you the teams quickly, because the players are coming out on the pitch. 7 minutes until kickoff. This is the Brazil team. Brazil. One change from the previous match against Serbia. And that is, well, you never thought you'd say this. Neymar comes out and Fred comes in. I mean, of all the flair attacking players that they've got on the bench, Neymar comes out. There are all rumours, actually, that Neymar could be out for the whole tournament. Brazil have denied it and said he will only be out for the group stage. But that ankle injury looked pretty bad to me. I'm not sure he recovers from that in a week. But they bring Fred in. They seem to love Fred, the Brazil national team. We never quite see it for Manchester United. They're singing their national anthem. I have to admit, watching them sing the Brazil national anthem is pretty special. It's loud, their hand on their heart. A lot of the players close their eyes. It's real passion. I said Fred is not Brazilian. Yeah, I think he's from, I don't know where he's from, Guadeloupe or something. I don't know where that brother's from. The R9 documentary is on Sky. I think it's on the BBC iPlayer. I accessed it through Sky. Catch up and caught it on there, so go and watch it if you haven't already. Alisson in goal, Eder Militao, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos is there. Back three, I'm assuming. Oh no, Danilo's come out as well. Sorry, Danilo has come out. So they've made two changes. I think Militao's going to play at right back, Alexandro at left back, Casemiro, Fred, and Lucas Paqueta. Front three, Vinicius Jr., Rafinha, and Richarlison. People saying it's Fred off Cartoon Network. Wilma! Marcel said, big up Curtis, been a great day of World Cup action so far. Yeah, I mean, listen, the two games this morning, on paper didn't look like unbelievable games, and you get goals galore. Brazil against Switzerland, which looks like a heavyweight clash for the day. Please don't disappoint us. Jazz said, big up Big C tuning in from Nairobi. Big up to you, bro. Richarlison. Listen, Ish, I got to be honest. Richarlison, club level and international level, it is totally different. I can't even cap. For Brazil, he's a baller. No doubt about it. For Tottenham, it's Spursy, innit? Kai said, respect Guadeloupe. Henri's ancestors. Yeah, to be fair, I should go easy on him. Jashar, big up Curtis. Watch Xhaka 2-foot Martinelli and Jesus whilst they're on the bench. I was reading, I don't know if anybody saw, the Switzerland team bus crashed into a police car on its entrance to the stadium, rumours were Granit Xhaka may have been driving the vehicle. I'm joking with the end bit, by the way. Two-footed the police car. But apparently the bus did crash into a police car on the way to the stadium. So was Granit the driver is what I want to know. I see him, Xhaka versus Richarlison scrap incoming. You could see it, couldn't you? You wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they've got bags of quality on the bench. Weatherton, Dani Alves, who's older than my dad, I would say. Fabinho, I'm shocked. I mean, if I'm Fabinho, I'm sitting there going, hang on, mate. I'm a Champions League winner. Or was he there when Liverpool won the Champions League? I think he was. Premier League winner. One of the best DMs in the Prem, and you're playing Fred Flintstone ahead of me. Alex Telles, Bruno Gomes, who again, surprised he doesn't start. Gabriel Jesus, Anthony, Rodrigo, Everton Ribeiro, Edison, Bremer, Pedro, and Gabriele Martinelli. Savallo. I want to see Martinelli play. I want to see him come on. We're like proud parents when he comes on. Omar, I know Fabinho has fell off this season, but I still don't think he's fell as low as Fred. You know what I mean? Fred instead of Bruno Gomes and Fabinho. Not for me. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe people say that Fred's a different player for Brazil, so maybe I'm judging him too harshly. Let's have a quick look at the Switzerland team featuring our very own Granit Xhaka, the once hated, now loved apparently by a lot of the fan base, Granit Xhaka. Switzerland are one of them teams, aren't they, that you put the team on the screen and you're like, nah, they're all right. They've got a load of all right players, really, but on their day, they can beat you. They're well organised. They've got a lot of experience, and they do have goal threat. Jan Sommer in goal. Manuel Akanji, I think Akanji has done quite well at Man City, to be fair. Elvedi, Widmar, Ricardo Rodriguez, who seems to have been around for years, signed him on Football Manager for about the last 10 seasons. Probably not the last few years, though. Granit Xhaka, the captain. Fabian Rieder, Remo Freuler, I believe he plays for Nottingham Forest. Jibril So, Breel Mbola. I think Mbola is a very good player, but I hear he's not that great when you watch him over the course of a season, but always seems to look pretty good in a tournament. And then Ruben Vargas. So Granit Xhaka is the captain. Sports Genius, Big C, do you still not like Xhaka? No, listen, I'm beginning to like Xhaka, I am. I suppose with me, it's like he's had a good half a season for us, and I think he was pretty good last season. The 5 seasons of him being terrible, they're still in my mind, let me just say. They're still in my mind. But if we win the title, then he becomes a hero. But yeah, he's definitely a lot better. But he's got to continue, I would say. He's doing well, but he's got to continue to do well. General Xhaka settings today. Some people saying, do I want Switzerland to win because of Granit? Not really, if I'm being honest. I want Brazil to win. I want to see flavour and sauce and seasoning in this game. And I tell you what, I said at the start of the tournament, one of the players that I was most looking forward to watching was Vinicius Jr. I think that it's not like he's new on the scene. He's a Champions League winner, but I feel like Vinicius can become one of the best players in the world. I think he's one of the best wingers around at the moment, and I'm just intrigued to see how he does for Brazil. The game is underway, people. Switzerland to kick off, shooting from right to left, hoping for goals in this game. Yeah, you're right, Goonerate. Forgive but don't forget, you know. And we are underway. Give me your score predictions, people. I'm going for a 2-1 Brazil victory. I think Switzerland might grind out a goal. But I'm going for a Brazil win, 2-1. Hopefully Martinelli and Jesus come on. Wasim said the Swiss are like a box of assorted Lindors. You never know what kind of performance. They're an interesting team. They really are. You know, they can beat most teams on their day. But I don't know. You can beat them heavily if you're at it and they're not at it. But they're well organised. Let's go, Vinny. I'm a big fan of Vinny. Bit disappointed that Neymar's not playing for the skill. Saw an article online from a Brazilian journalist saying that he thinks Brazil will play better without Neymar, saying that Neymar has been very selfish and very greedy with his performances, that he's not passing the ball a lot of the time, and they actually think they're going to do better without him. So it'll be interesting. Efu says 2-0. Jack said I'm going for a crazy 3-1 Switzerland win. Interesting. Omar said Xhaka 34 shirt next season. If we win the title, I might do it for banter, but if not, yeah, I don't know if that can happen still. I can't lie. Martin says Neymar slows the attacks down, in my opinion. Big up Chris, hope you're well, who said big up Curtis. Nick said Switzerland were a bogey team for England. Yeah, they've struggled to get results against them in the past. Xhaka will dominate. Xhaka up against Fred and Casemiro. It'll be interesting to see Fred, because like I said, I think most people would have picked Bruno Gomes or Fabinho ahead of him. But he starts his. Richarlison has a heavy touch. Akanji wins the ball back. Knuckles said they looked better when he came off in that first game. Stevie said, just tuned in, who's in for Neymar? Fred, Stevie, Fred. You weren't expecting to hear that, was you? You was thinking Rodrigo, Martinelli, somebody attacking. But yeah, man. James Bond, Big C, my message keeps disappearing when I try banter a certain Spuds fan on his channel. Was I blocked? Hey, listen, it happens, man. I've been blocked on a couple of channels for bantering. But it is what it is. Maybe I took the banter too far, but yeah, when they lose, they don't like it. It is what it is, people. As soon as Danilo moves to us, he's getting Bruno Gomes out this team, showing the real baller. Let's see, man. Let's see. I like Bruno Gomes, though. I can't lie. That one kind of hurts me. Free kick to Brazil. Whipped in by Rafinha all the way across goal. Nobody gets a touch on it. Marquinhos tries to keep it in, goes out for a throw-in. Yeah, listen, Danilo, if he comes to Arsenal, I'll be shameless with it, you know? It is what it is. Fabricator said, big up Big C, what a confession of love to watch your stream when my country is playing. Granite leads us to their sensation. Greetings from Basel. Big up to you. Listen, you know, I try my best to keep it neutral during watch-alongs. A Mexican fan messaged me the other day during the stream saying, you know, I thought you was neutral. Now you're shouting Messi and celebrating. I said, listen, I got caught up in the emotion. I can't help it. And so I hope I don't offend any Swiss fans if Brazil score and I go a little bit crazy. I think we all kind of love Brazil. But listen, good luck to Switzerland. Brazilian support is crazy. Vivek said, Big C takes the banter well unless you cross the limit. Yeah, you know me, man. I'm easy with it. Danny said, big up Curtis, long-time fan. Just want to let you know I got into law school. My dream is to represent players and deal with contracts. And I'm an American gooner, so would love to start my own agency. Hey, big up, man. Big up yourself. Listen, in these times here with financial pressure and, you know, global recession and all of that, you know, you got to learn skills and get into other things and you know, broaden your horizon. So big up yourself and just approach people, try and build up relationships with companies and players and all of that. So yeah, man, big up yourself, Danny. Canelo took it personal. Yeah, man saying he's going to beat Messi up for putting the Mexican flag on the floor. Was it the Mexican shirt? One of them. Omar said Brazil, Portugal, Argentina, and France round of 16. I think a lot of the heavyweights will get through. I really do. So I think once we get to the knockout stage, it's really gonna, you know, it's really gonna get going. That's for sure. I'm not sure about the font on the Brazil kit. You don't like the writing on there. Let's see what I'm at. Yeah, congrats, Danny. Big up yourself. Brazil was ever on second team. I think for me, as I said, I think a lot of Caribbean and Jamaican households in particular, if you ever see Brazil playing in Jamaica, you would think you was in Brazil. They were all wearing Brazil shirts, going crazy. And I think growing up, maybe apart from Argentinian fans, everybody loved Brazil because of the skill, the silk, the fans, the noise, the passion. I think Arsenal, we all sort of grew to love France as well because of Henry and Vieira and Petit and them. But here's a corner to Switzerland. In-swinger, near post, poor corner. And goes out for a goal kick. That was a terrible cross. That Mexico defeat hurts me, said Sports Genius. Thiago Silva has been playing for 50 years, said Ish. Thiago Silva's a beast. For me, I would say with Ramos and Van Dijk, probably the best three centre-backs of the last decade. in my opinion. Chris said, Curtis, would you have taken Richarlison if he never went to Spurs? I always thought Richarlison was a good player. I'm not going to say because he's gone to Tottenham I don't rate him. I think there's a real talent there. My issue with him was just the attitude. Him and Arteta, for me, I'm not sure it would have worked. But as a player, I'm not going to cap. I would have taken him. Yeah, I think he's a good player. Can play on the right, on the left, can play through the middle. He's quick. He's strong. He's a bit of a cheat. But yeah, he is a good player. Omar, it reminds me, you got to apologise for disrespecting the GOAT live on stream. Omar, I think I was purely trying to inspire him. We all sat there at half-time disappointed. What is happening to Messi? He can't get on the ball. He can't run past people. We were hurt. I didn't like seeing it. I was sad. So a bit of constructive criticism. And guess what? We got the reaction. We got the goal. We got the assist. We got the passionate celebration. So I believe I was doing Messi a favour, Omar. I knew what I was doing. Reverse psychology, you know. Don't go anywhere. Dear. I once called him the Argentinian Ryan Fraser. I think that was in a PSG against Man City game. About 5 minutes later, he played a 1-2 with Mbappe and bent it in the top corner. So, yeah, that one didn't work out. And then I think Ronaldo, I called him the Portuguese Benteke in a game for Man United. He also scored the winner in that game as well. So it's reverse psychology, man. Although that reverse psychology never worked with Lacazette last season. You know, it never led to a goal. So it doesn't work with everyone. I can't lie, people. 7L Kenji said, I don't know about you, Curtis. I would definitely take Mbolo. Like I said, every tournament I watch him, I think somebody should be buying him. He's a baller. I get told that he doesn't really do it at club level. Did he go to Monaco? Who does he play for? I mean, he's 25, Mbolo. Plays for Monaco. Let's get his stats up. For Monaco, 7 goals in 15 games. Not bad. His final season at Mönchengladbach, 9 goals. I mean, 9 goals is his record in any season. So he's not a big goal scorer. He always seems to look good in tournaments. You positively jinxed him. Exactly, man. You know what I mean? Curtis speaks things into existence. I dissed him and inspired him. TT's missing a trick. Not playing Bruno Gomes in this team. I can't rate that guy highly enough. Us not signing him and Prime Kante still stings. It's another one, innit? It's another one. You know, DJ Khaled, it's another one that we should have signed and for some reason didn't. American preseason tour next summer. We'll get to see Arsenal v Messi and Maya. I hope so. I would absolutely love that one. Was Messi out of order with the Mexico jersey? See, I haven't seen the full story. Can someone explain to me? So, Messi swapped shirts. He had the Mexican shirt on the floor, which ain't the end of the world. He put it down on the floor, but is Canelo angry because he was cleaning the floor with the Mexican shirt? I haven't actually seen the full story, people. I believe that's what happened, right? Is that what happened? Sam Matterface is a dreadful commentator, terrible. One-tone voice, doesn't lift his tone when they score, so you don't even know when there's a goal. He's awful, absolutely awful. Big C, I never heard your opinion about the politics of Qatar. I think people should follow the rules of the country. Listen, I've said before, and again, just bear with me, people, when I talk about this. There's been guidelines that have been sent out saying don't speak too much about certain subjects on your channel, so we have to be careful. But as I said before, politicians are getting £200,000-300,000 a year. They've known this World Cup was happening for 10 years. Number one, if you had that much of a problem, why award them the World Cup in the first place? Second of all, why are you relying on footballers to deal with political matters that you're getting paid to deal with? What, Harry Kane's going to wear a captain's armband? What, that's going to change everything in that country? Ain't going to make no difference, right? And as I said, the other thing with me, a lot of the things that happen there, of course, I don't agree with, of course. A lot of the things that happen there, how can I agree with them? No chance. But second of all, I look at things what happen in England that I don't agree with. I look at things, the last World Cup was in Russia. I never heard no outrage about Russia. And a lot of crazy things happened there. You know, so I just think there's a lot of hypocrisy out here. And it's like a week before the tournament, there was outrage. Oh my God, it's in Qatar and look at the things they do. Yeah, I don't agree with a lot of the things, but what? But like, why did you give them the World Cup? You've known for 10 years and now you want the footballers to do something about it. Come on. Just let them concentrate on playing football and providing us with a great tournament, you know? These footballers aren't about that life anyway. As I said the other day, Kane, yeah, I'm wearing the armband. I disagree with it. All right, you'll get a yellow card if you wear it. Man threw it off his arm so quick, you know, you didn't even know it was there in the first place. So they're not about that life. Don't put that kind of pressure on them. So, yeah, to me, if you don't agree with it that much, then don't go there. You know what I mean? Simple as that. But listen, unfortunately, we know money makes the world go round. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. So, yeah, I won't say too much. I think we've all got similar understandings of it. Allow the politics and virtual signaling, hypocrisy. Let's just focus on football. Qatar was under British rule until the 70s and gave them immigrant. It's one of them, innit? Big C should watch Leon Bailey on how corrupt the JFF is and how they blocked him from going overseas at 12. He had to go to Cuba. It's mad. Well said. Listen. Not everyone will agree with my opinions, but I just try. That's my thoughts on it, people. Arsenal have just announced when they will play their rearranged fixture against Manchester City. It'll be Wednesday, February the 15th. At least it's the day after Valentine's Day anyway. Hopefully that'll be a good couple of days, people. You know what I mean? That'll be a big game. Big game. Hopefully we'll have a couple of signings in for that as well. So 15th of February, Arsenal against Manchester City at the Emirates. 7:30 kickoff. So, yeah, that will be a massive one. Day after V-Day. Valentine's Day massacre, people. We're coming for you, pet. I'm looking forward to that. I honestly can't. This is making me excited for when Arsenal come back. But, yeah. We're not going to delve into the politics too much, but yeah, you asked me my opinion, and I thought I'd give you a brief explanation. Do you think we will 100% get top four? I wouldn't say 100%, but I would like to think so. I would be extremely disappointed if we didn't get top four from this situation we're in now. Free kick to Switzerland, and Bolo is fouled by Casemiro. Free kick about 30 yards out. I wonder if Granit Xhaka will take it. Polymation. That's an outstanding picture. I will use that at, Polymation, I'm telling you, I need to message you, you know. I might need you to do some work for me if you can. That's a great picture. I'll use that at the start of one of the streams. Saw you love the R9 documentary. There's also Brazil 2002 on Sky. Brilliant. Lots of behind-the-scenes footage. Surprising how much they rated England. Yeah, I'll try and give that a watch as well. Free kick to Switzerland. Xhaka's there. If Granit puts this in the top corner, I'm just going to end the stream quietly. Granit Xhaka, 30 yards out, and he takes it short. Why would he not hit that? He runs up to the ball like he's about to do a Roberto Carlos. Just lays it off to someone 5 yards next to it. Yeah, Polymation's come with another one. He's come with a banger. Chris said, Curtis, do you believe it's fair for players to be given years to improve like Xhaka when normally not all players get given the time at a big club? It's difficult because the pressure's so high. Let's be honest and let's keep it 100 as we always do. I reckon 90+% of Arsenal fans would have sold Granit Xhaka at some stage in his Arsenal career. I believe he's in his 7th or 8th season. I would say this has been his best season so far. Last season, he was decent as well. Prior to that, we would have all probably got rid of him. You know, when Roma came in for him, 12, 13 million, I was like, take it. Get rid of him. We should have signed Kante, like Ishi's saying. So the pressure's so high. Managers are getting sacked. You can't afford to have a weak link in your team like that, especially in midfield. So in reality, I'm not going to cap. He is extremely lucky to still be at Arsenal Football Club. Let's be honest. At most of the other clubs, he would have probably been sold by now. And in reality, should you as a fan and at a big club, should you have to wait 6, 7 years for a player to come good? So he's extremely lucky to still be in at the club. You know, I would have sold him years ago. So he's very lucky. South London's fine said 1,000% after the Emery season, I was done. Yeah, throwing the armband and all that. That for me was game over. I would have binned him. But listen, some players, yeah, if they're given that kind of time, then they will come to fruition, you know. But often they're not given that time. That's the problem. Top clubs, 1, 2 years of poor performances, and they're shipping you off a lot of the time. Nick said, I think Southgate needs to go after this World Cup. What about you? I find his football far too negative. Not starting Foden is criminal. Do you know what? It's difficult because, okay, on one hand, he's reached a World Cup semi-final and a Euros final, which is more successful than any England manager probably in our generation, depending on what age you are, obviously, if he was around for 66. But for me, this is one of England's best squad of players that they've had for years. And Southgate's football is horrible. The problem you've got is that the players really like him. And the FA like him. The FA like him because he's easy to manage. He's never going to give you no problem. The players like him because he managed a lot of them in the under-21, so they trust him. He picks a lot of young players, so I give him a lot of credit for that. But I feel he's not getting the most out of this team. I feel England should be playing on the front foot and trying to outplay teams. And I'm sorry, the fact that Phil Foden is on the bench for England, for me, is shambles. It's a shambles. It's shambolic. I would say he's potentially England's best young player. He's one of them anyway. And he can't get in this England team for Mason Mount. I mean, looking at that Brazil team, Brazil are most people's favourites to win the World Cup. I think Phil Foden would start in that Brazil team for me. I think he's better than Paqueta. He's better than Fred. So, but then the problem is, who do you replace Southgate with? That's the only problem. Who do you get to manage? It depends. I think if he gets to the semi-final, they'll stick by him till the Euros. Because if he turns around and said, listen, I've got you 2 semi-finals and a final, ball whipped in, cleared at the near post, Richarlison was nearly in there. So, yeah, if he gets to the semi-final or the final, I think they'll keep him. If he gets to the knockouts or the quarter-final, I think they'll possibly look to move him on. Because I don't think the fans... really like Southgate because the football is just poor and it's too defensive-minded. Poch might be good. It's just, I'm just wondering now because the FA, they went McLaren, they went Hodgson, Allardyce, and obviously now Southgate. Are they really trying to implement this English England manager, or would they go back for a foreign manager? Personally, I don't mind. I think you just get a manager that can play proper football. England should be balling with the players that they've got. You know, that England-America game was possibly the worst game I've watched in the whole tournament. And let's be honest, England were the reason for that. America were more entertaining than England. So it depends. We'll have to see. People saying Eddie Howe, Graham Potter, possibly. A lot of the time it depends. You know, some managers don't even want to be international managers because... you're managing for 3 or 4 games a year. Some managers want to manage daily, you know, so it'll be interesting. Potter being at Chelsea, would he leave to take the England job? I'm not sure. Arsene Wenger, some people say. Ish said, missing Arsenal, seeing England. Yeah. Makes you appreciate how good football we've actually played this season when you watch how bad England are. But when you look at England, you know, Bellingham, Rice, and Foden really should be the midfield 3. That's a very good midfield. Rice for the work rate, Bellingham for the energy and quality, Foden for the technical brilliance. Kane, whether you like Kane or not, he's still one of the top strikers around in world football. Saka's a golden boy for us at the moment. Sterling has been brilliant for England over the years. You've got players like Rashford, Grealish. England have got no excuse whatsoever for these poor performances. Lucas Paqueta has a heavy touch there. I have to admit with Paqueta, having watched him this season at West Ham, it kind of surprises me that he starts for Brazil because he's been poor for West Ham this year. But maybe it's David Moyes' tax, Anthony said, no way the FA would hire an Argentinian or German as manager. They'll stick to English. They tried for him with Sven and Capello, but many didn't take to it. Yeah, I'm not sure whether they would go for. I've seen Thomas Tuchel linked with it as well. Not sure they would go for a German manager. Just with the way the FA is and the fan base and stuff like that. I don't know. I just get the impression they want English managers. Chris said, Curtis, in your opinion, how did Arteta outlast Ollie when given the same amount of time? I think the difference. Number one, Manchester United have huge amounts of money that they spend. Whether it's money they spend that puts them in debt. Man United will just sack a manager. Mourinho, sack him, pay him off. Ollie, sack him, pay him off. They'll just sack you and pay you. Arsenal got to a point. I read a story at one stage that Arsenal were paying. There was a point where I read that Arsenal were paying. They would have been paying 3 managers at once if they sacked Arteta, because they were usually, when you get sacked, let's say you got 2 years left on your contract at 5 million a year, so it's 10 million. They'll come to an agreement. Okay, we'll give you 5 million to leave now, 6 million. They won't just give you a lump sum and say, there's a check, 6 million. They'll say, right, we'll pay you 6 million over the next 2 years. So there was a stage that they were paying Unai Emery's contract and they were paying Mikel Arteta. And if they'd have sacked Arteta, they would have had to pay him and then pay the new manager, whoever, like, let's say Conte. So they would have had a time where they were paying Emery, Arteta, plus the new manager. So financially, I think they were thinking, we can't keep doing this, what Chelsea and what Man United have done, keep sacking managers. We need to actually stick with one. And what I think got Arteta away with it as well is, one thing I've never questioned with Arteta is he has a philosophy, he has an idea, and he has a style of football. He just probably needs the right players to implement that style, which I think we have seen over time. The football at Arsenal is actually quite entertaining, to be honest. Where with Man United, with Ollie, he had no lyrics. He was going into the booth with no lyrics, no chorus, no nothing. And just trying to freestyle, just get Pogba on the pitch and Ronaldo and see if he can win the game. So I think that's why Ollie went. No philosophy, no plan, no idea. And also he had owners that were willing to just, pay him up and get rid of him. So I doubt you'll ever see Ollie in the Premier League again, to be honest. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jay. The FA Cup, at any level, saying you've won a trophy, he's always going to help you. He won the FA Cup, he won the Community Shield. I know the Community Shield isn't considered a major trophy, but it still looks good on your CV when you're a manager that's never managed. So I think that bought him some time. Definitely got him an overdraft in terms of, his Arsenal time. Zach said, big up C-Unit, man, then big up everyone tuned in, YouTube and Twitch business people. No fans in the stadium. That is a fantastic point. I said that many times as well. I think if fans were in the stadium that lockdown season, they would have booed him and said, get him out. But because we weren't there, we never saw Willian in the flesh playing for Arsenal. He got away with it. There wasn't a lot we could do, so we were stuck with him. Jay Mystery said, big up C, the work rate is legendary. I appreciate it, bro. Great community. I appreciate the engagement and everybody tuning in and commenting as always. Really appreciate all of you. Anthony said, this is the best squad of players we've had since the golden generation. Only real weakness is a centre-back. No excuses for Southgate or the FA. The World Cup is there for the taking, just like the Euros. And the thing is, you look at it, Brazil. We're looking at this Brazil team now, and a lot of people are tipping them as favourites. Their fullbacks are a weakness, Their fullbacks are not great. They're playing Fred in midfield, which you would say is a weakness as well. Paqueta's out of form. So even the best team has a weakness. You look at the French team, they got Rabiot in midfield. They're playing Pavard at right back, who's basically a centre-back. So every team's got weaknesses in it. England's midfield and their attack should make them one of the favourites for this tournament. The reason that they're not is because of the manager. It's the manager, and nobody believes that he can get the best out of this team. So that tells you everything. I agree, though. I think this is easily one of England's best squads since 2002. Yep, Switzerland are playing well. They're making life difficult for Brazil. Here's Vinicius Junior. What I've noticed is Switzerland get players around the ball very quickly. Even there, Vinicius had the ball, 2 players on him, and then he ends up fouling them. Switzerland will be delighted with this. They will just want to frustrate him, frustrate Brazil. Never saw Willian and Renarsson play live. I mean, it was literally Men in Black settings, flash the light. Great ball in by Rafinha. Oh! Vinicius Jr. at the back post should have scored. Fantastic save by Jan Sommer. Great ball in by Rafinha. Is Vinicius onside at the back post? Times his run, he's miles onside. I actually think Vinicius will be disappointed with that. He's about 8 yards out on the volley, side foot, seems to hit him on his leg. Doesn't make a great connection. And a good save by Sommer at the near post. Corner to Brazil. Away swinger. Fans are roaring. Seems a great atmosphere. Rafinha to take it. Flicked on at the near post. Shot by Thiago Silva. And Bolo gets weights there. Ball whipped in again. Granit Xhaka clears it in the air. First time I've said Xhaka's name, I think. And Brazil lose possession there. And Rodriguez will clear up the line. Yeah, he should score that. Martinelli scores that. Possibly does, you know. I think Vinicius should be scoring that. He's 8 yards out when he connects with that. Chris said, I'm surprised because Ollie would have been sacked after finishing 8th in his first season. Was the risk sticking with Arteta the correct decision? Listen, at the moment, it looks like it. And listen, I was at the front of the queue saying, get rid of him. We can't put up with this. And I think most clubs would have done the same if their manager finished 8th. But fair play, sometimes patience. Patience is a virtue, you know. So hopefully it all comes to fruition this season. Jay Mystery said, 100% agree. If we had a top quality manager, England would be firing 100%. Kunde is our right back, and even he isn't a natural right back. So Assassin said Chelsea will allow Christian Pulisic to leave in January. Transfer window. Sources tell ESPN, Arsenal, Man United and Newcastle. We did speak about it in the earlier show. I think it was quite overwhelming that most of the Arsenal fan base don't want nothing to do with Pulisic. 150 grand a week, injury prone, another Chelsea reject. I think most people said stay away. Kairos TV said, hey Curtis, I woke up at 3 a.m. last night for Spain v Germany game thinking that you're going to watch it with me. Apologies, man. At the moment, I'm having to cherry pick which games I'm doing because I'm just very busy at the moment. So I'm not able to do every game. But certainly when we go into the knockouts next week, I'll be doing, you know, if I can, I'll do every single game. So I always like to warm up and then kind of grow into it. Jay Mystery, Willian was like a bad dream. It never happened. It never happened, man. He never played for us. We just delete that. Big C, 60 mil for João Felix or 45 mil for Mudryk. See, that's difficult. That's a great question, Afraz, because I've always been a big fan of João Felix, and 60 million is a good price for a player of that quality. With Mudryk, he looks so exciting, right? I've got to be honest, when I watch him play, he's so direct and quick. I'm like, he's exciting to watch, but he's just an unknown player, really. So I take João Felix for 60 million. I've got to be honest. And give the competition to Jesus. So for 60 M's, I'll take João Felix. But as I said today, apparently Atletico wants 84 million, which I think is too much. But them Mudryk compilations look really good. But Sonogo once looked good on YouTube before we brought him in as well. Rafinha with a shot straight at Sommer. He saves it there. Chris said Mudryk in, Felix is soft. Neil said Felix is technical baller but not tough enough. Glazer selling United is worrying. What if Tobias or Man? Listen, I said it the other day. No, mad that. Liverpool and Manchester United being available to buy, and the fact Newcastle have probably the richest owners in world football, that is a major worry for teams like Arsenal. Because if these clubs start flexing, Man City are already, you know, they are dominant in terms of money. Chelsea, we don't know how that's going to work out, but they spent 250 million in the last window. you know, it could get to a point where 4 or 5 clubs are outspending us. If Man United get the owners like Newcastle financially, or owners like Manchester City, it's a big problem for teams like Arsenal. Klopp, for years, Klopp's getting to transfer windows, can't sign no one, and blah, blah, blah. Still got Milner, still got Oxlade-Chamberlain and Keita. You give Klopp 200 million, 250 in transfer windows, it's a problem. So this is why I'm so keen on Arsenal trying to take a chance on this season, because this season Liverpool are not quite at it, right? I don't think they're going to win the league this year, that's for sure. Man United are still taking time to figure out Ten Hag, and, you know, I think they can maybe get top 4, but I don't think they're going to win the league. So I feel like Arsenal need to take advantage of this opportunity while everyone's not quite at it, you know. Maybe Manchester City are more focused on the Champions League as well. So they got to go for it, which is why I said if we do not sign a couple of good players in January, then I'm done with the Kroenkes. There's no coming back from that. You've bottled it. Khalid said Man U spend a lot anyway. I think the problem with Man United, though, people use that argument with Man United, yeah, but they spend a lot of money. The problem with Man United is not spending money in the transfer market. The problem is their training ground is 10 years behind Manchester City. Their stadium is years behind the big clubs. Their sporting directors are terrible. They've basically got bankers, businessmen signing players. When Michael Edwards at Liverpool and, you know, the guy Texeri, is it, at Man City who does that, and Marina who was at Chelsea. So Man United's is not, there's no problem with the money spent on players. They've spent an absolute fortune. Their club in general, off the pitch and outside of the match day, is miles behind the other clubs. And people might think, well, training ground, listen, that has a big effect on you as a player. As you've heard in Ronaldo's interview, these top players, they want the best facilities. Nice training pitch, nice jacuzzi, nice gym, good food, nice restaurant. You know, you're at one of the biggest clubs in the world. You don't want a leaking roof and you can't even get Wi-Fi, which is what happens at Old Trafford. So, yeah, it is what it is. January, I agree. January is throw the kitchen sink at it. January for Arsenal, I know we're going off topic. This game's a bit boring at the moment. Offside there, Vinicius Jr. Arsenal should fast forward their transfer window in January. They should be saying, right, whatever you was potentially thinking about doing in the summer, we might be willing to do half of that now in January because we think you could potentially win a title. I would love to see Arsenal go big in January, but will it happen? I'm not sure. Man said there's no sweet things in the canteen. Travel agent Edu about to do a madness. I hope he does. Big up How Beast. Curtis, don't forget the chef. Do you know what I mean? Man's got these dinner ladies in the Man United canteen. It's all mad. Abdul Ghaffar, Big C, what's the concept of players wrapping their wrists with white tape? I genuinely think it's fashion. I got to be honest, I used to play with white tape on my left wrist, and I just like the way it looks, so I'm not going to cap and say... I did actually one time land awkwardly on my arm, and the physio put it around my wrist to give it a bit of strength, and then I just did it for fashion because I think it looks good, to be honest, so I'm not going to lie. Kian said the match is boring. I hope we get a goal and it livens up, man. I hope we do. Big up Curtis, is Mudryk just a kick and run merchant? This is the thing, innit? Some people were saying this yesterday. If you deny him space, how good is he going to be? You look at a lot of his goals... You know, he gets a lot of time to run at people and a lot of space. Would he be able to perform like that in the Prem, especially against low blocks, you know, which you get a lot of that. Oh, look at the footballing royalty. R9, just zoom in on him, man. Just zoom in on him. We don't need to see anyone else. They're just showing you a brother there, a fan. You see what I mean? This is what I have to explain to youngsters, right, who don't know about this guy. Let me just put this into context, right? The camera, R9 is sitting next to Roberto Carlos, right? Roberto Carlos, one of the best left-backs to ever play the game. Did they zoom in on Roberto Carlos? They could have left both of them on the screen. They zoomed in on the GOAT. I mean, he's a bigger GOAT than he used to be in more ways than one, but that is what you call GOATness, as I said the other day. Footballing royalty. Man turned up with one of the worst haircuts that we've ever seen and made it fashionable. I feel like I need to tweet about R9 right now. I feel like I just need to tweet in defense of him. He even looks like the best. He's the GOAT, man. I'm sorry. Oh, Nizzy, man. The crowd were cheering then. I've had to tweet it. I had to. Man said R9000. Hey, man got the upgrade, man. Man got the upgrade. Big him up, man. You know some people. I gotta be honest, right? Let me just keep it 100. A lot of these footballers and that and athletes. As Brazil on the attack, here's a chance. Eddie Militao, shots blocked, goes out for a corner. R9 looks to me like one of them players. Man said R9 Pro Max. It's mad. He probably thought when he retires, listen, I'm not going gym. I'm not training. And I'm just going to eat what I want. You know what I mean? And that's what I think. Man said when the goat ate the whole goat, he might have ate the goat. When you're the GOAT, you do what you want, mate. That's my favourite. That's my favourite player of all time. I'm sorry. What a player. I even love just seeing him on the screen there. I need to meet him. I have to meet him at some stage. R9 is 100 times better than Richarlison. Yeah, because they call him Richarlison R9 now, don't they? They zoomed in on him and ignored Roberto Carlos. Aye, Rafinha, good footwork. It's good defending, though. Stands up to the back post, Jan Sommer. He looks like a tall goalkeeper, man. Collects the ball there. Man said R9 plates in one sitting, Jack. I can't accept this. This is too much. Just go easy on him, man. He's eating what he wants. When you're a GOAT, you eat what you want. If the camera adds £10, R9 ate about 5 or 6 camera. Nah. Pat, don't do this to him. I can't accept it anymore. I can't accept this kind of slander. Oh, dear. Man are calling him R9,000 £. It's R9, man. Allow him. He got the upgrade. You know what? You know the new phone comes out over Ronaldinho. Listen, I always say that it's so difficult because I do actually think Ronaldinho is the most entertaining that I've ever seen. Like even over R9, he's more entertaining. But chance for Switzerland. Oh, good turn. He's tackled there. But I feel like R9 was just my first one that I was like, you know, when you watch a lot of players and you think, yeah, they're good. And then you watch him and you're like, this guy don't look normal. He's playing like a lunatic. Nobody can cope with him. Like, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Man said, Curtis, these man getting banned for insulting a legend. Go easy on him, man. You know what I mean? R9 tons, man, are calling here. R9 and Roberto Carlos on Pez back in the day. 2 up front, 99 pace. It is what it is. That's how we survived on Pez. Pace merchants. Nizzy, man. Nizzy. Them man are different. But anyway, R9 had that killer instinct like Michael Jordan. Like I said, people, for any of you, if you're a bit younger and you haven't seen much of him, watch that. Even if you have seen him, go and watch the R9 documentary that's available at the moment. It's on iPlayer, I believe. You can access it through Sky on Catch Up. It's on for about an hour and a half. Just watch the guy's story. He's unbelievable. Big up Curtis. Tweet about Pele, the goat of goats. Right? Jashar won't accept anything outside of Pele. He's sticking to Pele. Yogo Benito, yeah. Ronaldinho, man, as I always say, the most entertaining footballer we've ever seen. There's just not even a question about that. He's the most skillful, the most entertaining. He was an absolute party animal. That was the only problem. That's why we didn't get as much time from him, but he was unreal. Here comes Switzerland on the attack. Reaction said, talk about Kudus. Good player. Good player. I'm not sure what his contract situation is at the moment. Is he at Ajax? How long's he got left on his contract? Kudus contract at Ajax. It's not listing it. Oh, here we go. 2 years. Oh, he's got 2 years left in the summer. They bought him for €9 million. So, yeah, how much would he cost? Looks a very good player. Very good player. Ever been? No, I've never been to Brazil, you know, Wasim. I definitely want to go there. It's on my list. I have to go there. Don't forget Neymar. Yeah, Neymar for me was like, he was the newer version of Ronaldinho. Not as good, though. But he was mad skillful as well. That's what I'm saying. Individual brilliance being taken out of the game. Who's the next Neymar? You know, who's the next one? They don't let you do it anymore. These coaches are scared of you playing like that. Two-touch, pass, pass, pass. That's what they want to see. Oh, great challenge there by Akanji on Richarlison. I'm sorry. I'm applauding that. The Arsenal just came out of me there. But Richarlison, man, you're not even hurt either. I mean, come on, man. Get up. Why is he rolling around like that? Get up. And guess what? He's up already because he was never that hurt. Peter said the next Neymar is Mudryk. Oh, man. NR11, Neymar is the last of a kind we'll never see again. I hope we do. Corey, who was better? Big C, Inter Milan R9 or Real Madrid R9? See, I felt that. Do you know what? Personally, my favourite Ronaldo is Barcelona R9 because he got injured at Inter Milan. So I would say early Inter. At Real Madrid, he had less pace. He played different. He was more hench. Didn't have that 99 pace. I think Barcelona R9 is the best R9, to be honest. Big C for 100k. Maybe you can get R9 haircut. We might have to do something when we eventually get to that 100k, man. Barcelona R9 was unplayable. Unplayable. Used to play in a gold chain and everything. It was crazy. This game's been pretty dull, which is a shame, innit? You know, 2 games today. And you turn up for Brazil. And they're not great. Amberly said, absolutely, Barca R9 is the best. 47 goals in 45 games. Don't get me started, please. I get so gassed. Rafinha, great ball in, headed away by the Swiss defender. There goes out for a corner. Daniel Constant, R9, Ronaldinho and Rivaldo. I mean, that attack was just a cheat code. It's a cheat code. How do you deal with that? Even if you handle 2 of them, one of them's going to rip you up. Unbelievable. Probably the best we've ever seen at international level. Rafinha, corner whipped in, header at the near post. Goes out for another corner. Minatov said, Curtis, you never read my chats no more. There you go. We're there, man. Patience is a virtue, you know. It's like Arteta. Wait a few years, it all starts happening. Dan said, the goat became a cow. Dan, I mean, it hurts me when you put that. Because I defend R9. I will never stop defending him, but listen, he'll probably tell you himself, man. He likes his food, man. He's on Twitch. I think he does gaming on Twitch. I don't know what game it is. Is it COD? I think he plays COD on Twitch. So he don't care, man. He's not bothered. Corner to Brazil. Rafinha whips it in. Flicked away by Sommer. And the ball is cleared. Can we get a goal before half-time? Header bounces out. Rafinha, I think he kept it in. No, it's gone out for a goal kick. It's a snore fest. It's another snore fest. Man said he eats the COD. I see. The food jokes are running too much. Just leave him alone, man. R9, man. Greatness. Absolute greatness at its finest. I might even get a picture up of him. I wish I could just play a video. But copyright and all that. Oh, they just don't understand, people. They don't understand what's going on. Like, it was game over. I'm just looking at pictures. Oh, here comes Switzerland on the attack. And Bolo wins a corner. Need Martinelli and Jesus. Yeah, let's hope they get on because Richarlison's not playing well in this game. Assassin, hey, I really appreciate these updates, by the way. They do add something to the stream. Real Madrid are clear in their vision. Bellingham is the missing piece to complete the club's transition from Kroos, Casemiro and Modric. It's interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of reports saying that Bellingham doesn't want to stay abroad. He wants to come back to England. But if Real Madrid come knocking, that philosophy might go out the window. Corner whipped in, flicked on at the near post by Kanji and cleared. A minute added on, and I think we've already played the minute. Half-time whistle goes. Anybody that hasn't watched that first half, don't bother watching no highlights. Don't bother. Just forget it. That game is a write-off. First half was an absolute snorefest. Get the Arsenal boys on. Oh, Chris said Messi scored 73 goals in 11-12 season. Another greatness. No doubt. No doubt. But listen. We're going through the... If you know, you know, by the way. Like, if you know, you know. By the way, that's Pep Guardiola, his teammate. Pep. He's got a gold chain on the Kappa. Kappa was big back in the day, by the way. Whatever happened to Kappa? It's mad how brands just go out of fashion, innit? Back in the day, Kappa was all right, you know. Kappa wasn't bad. Kappa just disappeared now. Oh, Nizzy, bro. Different. Man was just built different. We're gonna have a GOAT half time. Let me look at his stats, and then we'll look at some other stats. R9 Ronaldo's stats. The man was different. I'm telling you now. I'm actually glad. I'm so glad that he was my generation, because he's that good. Guy was unbelievable. 8 goals in the 2002 World Cup, Golden Boot winner. He's a joke, mate. He's a joke. The only thing is he never won the Champions League. I can't lie. No Champions League for him, which is a bit mad. So what did he do? Let's have a look at some of his stats. It's a joke, mate. It's an absolute joke. I'll bring them up. Why not? Let's share the goatness. Chris said, Curtis, did Zidane lob Ronaldo? Yeah, was it Ronaldo or Ronaldinho? No, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think he flicked it over Ronaldo's head, but that was... Ronaldo was putting the pounds on them times. He couldn't move. He could still score. Oh, did I just miss the Pepsi advert? I want to know, by the way, Pepsi must have some dough, because who's in the advert? Ronaldinho, Messi, Mbappe. Who else is in it? They've spent some serious dough. Is that Ronaldo as well? Or is it a lookalike? It's a lookalike, innit? Jeez, they're going mad. They're going absolutely mad. R9 doesn't need no Champions League. He's a World Cup winner more than once. Just please, just understand what's going on here, people. Let me just look at his stats quickly. So where was his come up? They haven't even got them in order, which is poor by this. So he came from Brazil, went to PSV Eindhoven, Dutch League, 54 goals, 7 assists in 57 games. Not bad for a teenager. Not bad. 54 goals and 7 assists in 57 games. All right, just getting warmed up. Go to Barcelona, one of the biggest clubs in the world. All right. I'm only young. Can he handle it? The pressure's on him. It's only the Dutch League. Now he's in Spain. Let's see how he gets on. 47 goals, 12 assists, 49 games. That good enough for you? All right, you're unbelievable. You're the best striker I've ever seen on the planet. Goes to Inter Milan. Then the knee injury starts mashing him up. This is where he goes down a bit. 59 goals, 10 assists, 99 games. They're regular stats, really. You can get them. Then he goes Madrid. Changes his whole game, really. 103 goals, 35 assists, 177 games. And then where did he go after that? AC Milan. Even there, I mean, he was about 18 stone them times. Still getting 9 goals in 20. But, hey, here's what it is. It's difficult to judge, innit? Because when you look at CR7 and you look at Messi, them two are just... They're blowing stats out of the water. You can't have a conversation with them, man, about stats. They're on another planet. Them man are just destroying every stat you've ever seen. I mean, Messi's league goals. I mean, he scored like over 30 league goals. Let me get Messi's stats up, because I know there's a lot of Messi fans in here who think Messi's the GOAT, so we got to give him his due. This is Messi at Barcelona. This is just his league stats. We should really get the Champions League ones, but look at the consistency there. Is just in 14, 15, and that ain't even going. This is only going to 14, 15. 43 league goals in 38 games with 18 assists, 61 goal contributions in 38 games. I mean, nah, he's a cheat code. He's not human. He's not. Look at those numbers for a guy that doesn't even play central. He actually changed football. He hasn't even had a red card in all them years. Even some of his, like 21 assists, 25 goals, 36 goals, 13. It's mad. It's crazy. It's crazy. His numbers are mind-blowing. And Champions League is 12. He's a joke. He's an absolute joke. Let's get CR7. CR7 stats. Let's get his stats up. Let's go Real Madrid. What's he dealing with? I mean, his numbers are crazy as well. 48 goals in 35 games with 16 assists. So he actually got 64 goal contributions in 35 games. These two are just on another planet. They're on another planet. Those two are ridiculous. For numbers, you're never going to see anything like those two anywhere. I don't think you ever see anything like them two in your whole life in terms of the numbers. One red card. Doesn't get as many assists as Messi, does he, really? Well, he did the first. This ain't all of his career. So, yeah, them two, they can't be spoken about in terms of stats. They're too much. Chris said Messi scored 91 goals in 2012. I think my thing with why I have the R9 debate is because, and it's hard to do this because you don't know how players would do in different generations. It's because for me, I look at R9, I think, you was doing it against the creme de la creme. I feel like now defenders are not as good. You know, they can't even tackle you that much no more. Let's be honest. With VAR and with the way the modern game is, I would say the modern game right now is harder for defenders, especially centre-backs. This has got to be one of the hardest times to be a centre-back because you can't tackle. If the ball hits your arm, it's a penalty. Slow motion, it looks like blatant handball. You can't tackle. You know, these men were getting kicked all over the place back in them days. But at the same time, people say the modern game is faster. How would they deal with the modern game? One of the biggest differences as well, everybody played 4-4-2 back in the day. 2 strikers up against 2 centre-backs. You could go to work. One up front is a lot different. Most teams play 4-3-3 now. R9 would be through the middle by himself with 2 wingers. So would he be as lethal? So that's the other question, because realistically, Thierry Henry in the modern game now with 4-3-3, he would probably play left forward. I don't think Thierry would actually play central because he always drifted into that left-hand side anyway. So Thierry would probably play left forward where Sadio Mane and them man play. So the game's totally different and it is very difficult to compare. I think it always just comes down to your preference and what you've enjoyed watching the most and the kind of player that you like watching. So it's always a great debate. We could debate it for hours and hours. Is it Messi? Is it CR7? Is it R9? Is it Ronaldinho? Is it Zidane? Is it someone older? You know, is it Maradona, Pele? You could genuinely have that debate for hours, and it's difficult. There's no right or wrong answer. Imagine if R9 looked after himself the way Ronaldo and Messi have. Yeah, I mean, he seemed to just put weight on later in his career. Messi seems to generally be slim, and we know CR7 is probably the most hard-working footballer. Curtis, do you rate this Brazil team? I reckon it's one of the worst. I don't think it's I think the worst one was... One of the worst ones was the one at the Brazil World Cup when they had, like, Hulk and them man playing. I thought that was a terrible Brazil team. I don't think they're anything special. And this is what I'm saying, why it's kind of frustrating that Southgate's the England manager, because I actually think this World Cup is wide open. When you look at it, before the World Cup, a lot of people going, Argentina, haven't lost in 3 years, you know, won the Copa America, they're going to win it. I've watched both Argentina's games. They look average. The first game, they were terrible. And even in the second game, it took them 60 minutes to get going. And they weren't great. You know, if you're playing against Argentina with Otamendi at the back and players like that, I'm thinking you can beat Argentina. I look at this Brazil team. they're not amazing. They don't look great. It's Richarlison and Paqueta. These men are out of form at club level. Fred, out of form. Alexandro, I don't think he's in great form. Danilo, he's not a great right back. Or they're playing Militao right back. So, listen, this World Cup is wide open. Don't be surprised if somebody else wins this World Cup. If Spain or Portugal or Germany. All it's going to take is the team that can find that consistency for 4 or 5 games, get their act together. This World Cup is wide open, absolute wide open. Agreed, Curtis, the Brazilian forward Fred was awful. Yeah, I remember hearing reports that he had connections to the manager at the time, and that's why he was playing. I think Scolari was the manager. That Fred, the striker, was horrendous. Imran, hey, Curtis, what's your thoughts on Romario? Listen, Imran, as I said, growing up, it was VHS videos, not even DVDs. I always used to watch Brazil videos. That was the team that I would try and study as a young player. And Romario was one of the first strikers that I really looked at and studied his movement, his ability to finish. He's very rarely spoken about in football. When we say Brazil, we tend to focus on either R9 and Ronaldinho, or we go further back and say Pele. Romario is one of the best finishers I've ever seen. He is unbelievable. If you ever watched him play, phenomenal striker. But he just, for some reason, sort of gets skipped a little bit. But he was incredible. France with this midfield, Nar, says Khalid. I mean, you say that, but you got Mbappe, you got Dembele, you got Varane. They got ballers in there. That man can win you a World Cup. So every country in this tournament has got a weakness. There's not one nation that you can look at and go, their team from goalkeeper to striker, it's all strong. They've all got weaknesses. So, France are still one of the favourites for me because they've got that know-how. They've got experience. They've got Mbappe, who's a world beater. So England will let us down. Stones can't do everything. It's interesting with Stones because Stones is very highly rated in England, and I do like him. He's very good on the ball, very technically gifted. However, he plays for Manchester City, who get 65, 70% possession most games. So how often is he tested? When you go and play for England, it's probably 45, 50% possession. You're being ran at 3 times more than you are for Manchester City. And he doesn't look quite as good defensively. Maguire actually has looked the better centre-back of the two in this tournament. So sometimes it's difficult when a player plays for Manchester City that they're so dominant at times, they can get away with having a player there that's not actually as good as he looks. They won the title with Fabian Delph at left-back. That's because they're so good on the ball. Seb said, I remember when Romario owned Man U in the Champions League, World Cup winner and killer partnership with Bebeto at USA 94. The original bad boy of football, hence why he's not spoken that often. Yeah, they had a real bad boy thing. Remember Edmundo as well and them, man, there. They had some wild players over there. Messi scored a wonder goal against Real Betis 2019 away from home, and the away fans clapped. Pure greatness. We have seen it a few times. I think Ronaldinho was applauded at the Bernabeu. R9 Ronaldo was applauded at Old Trafford. Cristiano Ronaldo was applauded against Juventus. But yeah, Messi, of course, yeah, that brilliant goal, and he was applauded. Real Betis fans stood up and applauded him. That's greatness. It's greatness, isn't it? Every team has a major weakness, said Anthony. Brazil at fullback, France midfield, England centre-back, Spain attack, Portugal relying on a 37-year-old with a defensive manager, Argentina with no pace. Spot on. Spot on. France, no Kante, no Pogba, no Nkunku. Midfield looks like it can be got at, really. England, if I'm Mbappe and I'm playing against Stones and Maguire, I'm thinking I can put you to work. Spain have got Morata up front. He's not a world beater at all. Portugal, balance doesn't look right for me. Rafael Leao should be starting. Heavy reliance on Ronaldo. And Argentina, like you said, very slow in attack. Di Maria doesn't look fully fit. And yeah, man. So, listen, it's wide open. Belgium look tired. Look like they can't run. Assassin, yep. Arsenal will face Manchester City at the Emirates February 15th, 7:30 kickoff. Can't wait for that game. Hopefully they don't spoil Valentine's from the day before. So it's going to be interesting. Players coming back on the pitch. I'm hoping we get a better 45 minutes. That was a snore fest. It's got to be better. And they're making a substitution. Brazil, Rodrigo is coming on. I have to admit, I thought he might have started this game. He looked so lively when he came on. In the previous game, looked really quick, although he's just ran back down the tunnel, actually. So it looks as if Brazil are making a change. I was surprised that they actually brought Fred in for Neymar. And an interesting debate somebody just put in the comments, as a topic. A big Brazilian article was out saying that Brazil would play better with no Neymar in the team because he's been playing very selfish. And yet Neymar's not playing in this game and they look worse. So, be careful what you wish for, man. You're criticising Neymar. In reality, he's their best player. Lucas Paqueta comes off. As I said, Paqueta, I'm assuming he's put in a lot of work for the national team because he's having a terrible season for West Ham. So even him, I'm surprised he's starting. Second half underway, people. Brazil 0, Switzerland 0. And the second half is underway. Hopefully we get some goals. Switzerland will probably be happy with a draw. Chris said, Curtis, have any fans clapped a goal from the opposition team in the Emirates? I've never seen the whole sort of stadium do it. I remember a goal where I was sitting in the stadium and some people clapped. Champions League, Man United at home. Cristiano Ronaldo scored a free kick. I think it was recorded at about 37 yards out from that disgrace of a goalkeeper, Almunia, got beat at his near post. And I remember some people sat next to me. They were applauding the free kick. They were older and they were polite, older generation. They were clapping the quality of his finish. There were other people who were swearing at him, but yeah, I saw people clapping that free kick. It was an incredible goal. But apart from that, I haven't really seen it. Bruno Gomes should be in the Brazil team all day long. I mean, how are you playing Paqueta and Fred ahead of Bruno? I'm really not sure. But hey, that's their issue. Hopefully we get to see the Arsenal players in the second half. Yeah, Almunia, man. Yeah, that's, as I said, we banned that word from the chat. He gives me nightmares. He really does. Ruined our Champions League. Here come Brazil on the attack. Richarlison, left-hand side. Hasn't been as good this game after his brilliant performance in the first game. Will they draw for Gabi Jesus in the second half? And Bolo is fouled there. Free kick to Switzerland just inside the centre circle. Lawrence said, man said you're a disgrace of a goalkeeper. Imagine you've trained your whole life. This is how you're remembered. No Arsenal fan can have anything positive to say about that guy. He's a disgrace of a goalkeeper. Champions League final, he was terrible. Yeah, he's horrible. He's absolutely... He could have saved that goal. Yeah, man. It's like he was stuck in quicksand. He couldn't move. This game, come on. Please liven up a little bit. Lehman ruined by getting the red. Yeah, but maybe he shouldn't have been sent off and they should have just given him the goal. Let me get the tweet out. How does Bruno Guimaraes not start ahead of Fred and Paqueta? I feel a knot in my stomach anytime that guy's name is mentioned. Yeah, the man tried to play for England, man. So did Arteta as well, to be fair, which I always thought was a bit amusing, I can't lie. But yeah, Almunia, at one stage when England were having a real bad time of goalkeepers, the brother was trying to change and get a British passport, and so did Arteta as well. Arteta and Almunia, I don't think were ever capped by Spain. I nearly clapped when Batistuta banged his goal past Seaman against us in the Champions League at Wembley. I remember that. Him, Ian Wright and R9 were my striker idols as kids. Good company there. Batistuta, that guy's shot was like a rocket launcher, wasn't it? Watford legend. Almunia, yeah, he saved the penalty, didn't he? For the Deeney goal. Marcel, you'll never walk alone, said Bruno Guimaraes has been having an amazing season. It's criminally can't get a runner. You have to wonder sometimes, don't you? How how some of these players get left out, but when they play well for their club team, it's like what they've done for their national team outweighs it. South London side, Big C, DG said he would destroy you. 5v5 YouTube All-Star Football, the Edmonton Danielle. Do you know what? We definitely got to sort something out, haven't we, between the YouTube community, man? Maybe in the summer, because obviously there's no international tournament. Maybe we could hire a pitch or a decent football stadium in the lower leagues and maybe do a five-a-side tournament. That would probably be quite entertaining, that. So, yeah, big up. I'm confident I'd nutmeg him. I'd twist him up, man. I can tell he's aggressive. He's a passion merchant. He'll get sent off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, big up DG, though, man. Yeah, hopefully we can do something, man. That would be good. That would definitely be good. Make sure Robbie plays a striker. Target man settings, yeah. Hold it! Akinfenwa up top, man. Big C of Arsenal ever made you cry? I got to be honest, I've never actually shed tears for Arsenal, but I'm with you. Champions League final, there was some water. There was water in the eye, man. I'm not going to lie. There was water in the eyes. It was one of them where, your mum's like, you all right? You're crying. You're like, no, I'm just tired. I just yawned. When you can't catch your breath. No, I'm just tired. And you're I've just yawned, man. No, I'm not upset. Going home. You know what I mean? It's one of them. There was water in the eye, man. That was my most painful night as an Arsenal fan. I can't lie. I thought we'd won it. We were 10 minutes away. And we still haven't got it. The Champions League final, the less said, the better. I remember celebrating when Sol Campbell scored the header. I was going absolutely insane. It's mad. Yeah, it's just hay fever. It's hay fever, man. My eyes are watering. Europa League final was so bad that I never felt. I was just angry. I wasn't upset. Not one bit. I was fuming. I never got to even feel like we were going to win that game because we were out of it by the time it even started. Champions League, we were 1-0 up with 10 minutes to go. So I actually thought we were going to win it. The Birmingham Carling Cup final, again, with that one, I think I was more angry. I was fuming. And at that time, a lot of them Arsenal players, I didn't like them either. So I was more angry. Europa League and that Carling Cup, I was angry. Somebody said there, where's that comment just gone, man? Somebody said the FA Cup final. Where is that comment? Here we go, Sebastian. Said, I won't lie, I cried when we went 2-0 down to Hull City FA Cup final after the trophy drop. It's interesting, man. I remember I was on holiday and I remember being on holiday and I'm chilling in the sunshine. I'm thinking, right, Hull City at home, this will be light work. And we're 2-0 down and I'm like, we haven't won a trophy in a decade. And we're now 2-0 down to Hull City, who are about to get relegated out of the Prem. And then Cazorla obviously started doing the business with the free kick and that. Bug said, I used to like Obafemi Martin, so it softened the blow. No, it didn't for me. I don't care. Switzerland on the attack, ball whipped in. Chance! Great block. Great defending in the end by Brazil. Got down the sides. And the striker tried to turn and it was blocked. They had bodies in the way. Polymation, Europa League loss to Chelsea hurt a lot. Yeah, man, it was, like I said, with me, it was more anger than any kind of upset emotion. I was just furious with the team because they just bottled the whole final. I never forget when Kolasinac was down the left-hand side, could have rolled the ball across, and he had the extra touch. And it's just like, it was a shambles. I actually tried to get tickets for that game. And I remember the flights were so expensive and the hotels, I was just like, do I trust Arsenal to go and spend that kind of money knowing they could lose? Here are Switzerland on the attack. Shots blocked, corner to Switzerland. They've started this half well. Sheets of Metal said, Claude cried. I felt his pain. God rest him, man. Villarreal game against Emery. Bro, I mean, I streamed that game. That was Lacazette, you prick. That game won it. And when he brought Willian on for Aubameyang. Crazy. Gary Nolan said his best friend in school scored the first goal for Hull. Decent. One of my friends actually played. Tom Huddleston, Nottingham boy. We was in the same City Boys team growing up. He was in that game as well. Abby said I had the Europa League final tickets. Did not go because of the flight tickets. You made a good choice there, Ab. I'm telling you. Allison collects the ball. And 54 minutes gone. Still a bit of a snore fest. I think we're going to have to make a change in this game. And get the Arsenal boys on, man. Get Martinelli on and Jesus. Ivan said De Bruyne crying about the old Belgium team while 37-year-old Modric dominates games with few old Croatians. Modric is miles better. I have to admit, this World Cup is not doing any favours for Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, I feel like, still has this thing against him. I remember we did a stream the other week where people were saying that is he better than Gerrard? And I was like, he hasn't had bigger moments than Gerrard. Gerrard scored Champions League final, scored belters in the FA Cup final. De Bruyne, you know, Champions League final went missing. He hasn't had the moments yet. Modric is a baller, man. Curtis Davis, centre-back. Yeah. Curtis Davis, man, old school. Is he still playing? I think, is he still at Derby County? Villarreal game against Emery, one of the most painful I've ever watched. That was horrendous. What else we got here? Hey, Gio said, no lie, Curtis. I think Deluded would have your number. Gio, have you... Oh, Brio and Bolo shuts down Alisson's pass, but they get away with it. Have you seen my intro, Gio? Do I have to run the intro again? They don't do that for nothing, you know. I'm telling you. You see the chop, the first defender, the cutback. Deluded, he'll fall for that. I'm telling you. He'll dive in for the block. Chop. Nah, man, have faith in me, Gio. I'm telling you. I had to run it. Run the ting back. Just the first one. You know? I'm going to have to update that intro, you know. They're forgetting what's going off. Big up DG, though. Listen, that's a good idea, though. I definitely think we should do a tournament in the summer. Some sort of YouTube tournament. That would be good, man. Who's slower, Huddleston or Tielemans? I'm gonna back Hoods, man, and say Tielemans even slower. Tielemans looks like he runs with a caravan on his back. That brother is so slow. Yeah, I had to run the ting back, man. I had to bring the receipts. Man said, you didn't buy it from this store. I said, bro, there's the receipt. What are you talking about? I had to show the intro, man. Just the first few seconds of it. Lawrence said, wheel it. Come on, Brazil. Give us some excitement, man. This is horrible. Who's that on the run? Rodrigo, he's overrunning it. He's moving like Walcott, man. Just running the ball out of play. Bruno Gomes coming on. Fat Ronaldo is quicker than Tielemans. Pure vibes, man. Pure vibes. Pure vibes. Substitutes warming up, man. Make a change. Make a few changes, man. Get Martinelli and Jesus and Bruno Gomes on. That's the free changes I've been making. Who else they got on the bench? Anthony as well. He's decent. Here we go. Substitute Fred. I mean, this is a shambles that this guy started the game anyway. Fred is off. Bruno Gomes is on. I mean, they're putting up stats of his running. 7 kilometers ran. Maybe he just does all the dirty work, man. Let's see. Chris said, troops cried in Baku. It is what it is, man. Release that pain, you know. Has to be done. Gio, man. Yeah, man. I had to run it for him, you know. Consider your action. Ross said, Wilma. Dun, 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 dun. Flintstones. Fred's off, man. They had to take Fred off. At least they haven't bought Barney Rubbles on for him anyway. It's Bruno Gomes. The second one's better. You prefer the chip? All right, we're gonna. You know, I might do some reactions. People were saying the other day, do reactions to some of your AFTV interviews, some of the older ones. Bog said Big C best player with a clean shot John Arne Risa, Adriano or Janino. Leon Janino, man. Some of his free kicks. I feel like Adriano had one of the hardest shots I've ever seen. 99 shot power on ISS, man. They don't give you that for nothing. So I'm going with Adriano, man. Samba season, Brazil thing. But yeah, Risa, Laurent Robert, there's a few of them. Them, man, I'd shot like a sledgehammer. Sheets of metal. Who is faster, you or Troops, or you versus Broads? I mean, I haven't seen Troops run, but I feel like I'm quicker than Troops. No disrespect, big up my brother, but I feel like I got Broads is quick. Broads can shift. That'd be a good. I've never had a race against Broads, you know. That would be a good one. But big up Sheets of Metal. Luke said, pull the full intro, Big C. Money pull up. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Just the clip, man. I felt that was ideal, you know. Switzerland on the attack. Switzerland could be in. They've got a man over. Oh, he should have passed again. The shot was blocked. But big up Luke. I appreciate it. Pull it, pull it, pull it. Switzerland on the attack again. Left-hand side. All we need now is a Granit Xhaka winner. And the stream gets ended. Oh, shots blocked. Goes out for a throw-in. Switzerland dominating the game. Curtis, the fact Fred is wearing Dunga's number 8 should be put... Yeah, it's a shambles, man. Just give him like number 75 or something. He can't be wearing the number 8. Chris said, Curtis, Unai Emery caused both fan base some pain. Yeah, for sure, man. You know what I mean? Failed with us and then went and came back and then beat us and then beat Man United. Man said, wheel it, please. Oh, dear. Anthony said, Leon Janino was the original knuckleball. Gamps Pedersen from Blackburn, definitely. He had a shot as well. Hulk, powerful shot, man. I don't see why you have Fred and Casemiro on the pitch together. You don't need it. You don't need it. The more I see Militao, the more I see Cecil. Them two, man. That haircut, they look like... Luke said, how much to pull it? Luke, man, yo, trust me, man. It has to be off the cuff. We're not DJing right now. But, you know, it is inflation, so you can't lie. If it's a high one, then we might pull it. Here come Brazil. Brazil look ordinary today. Tony Yeboah, the original crossbar and in. When we get in Fran v Curtis Big, it's coming, man. Don't worry. Might be next summer. We said this summer. Real talk, it's a great video of you actually playing football and the music is good. Yeah, I might update the video and keep the music. I feel like the music now is like, it's like match of the day. You don't change the music, but you can update the video. So I might change the video and get some new content on there. Stefan Schwartz, yeah. He had a powerful shot. There was a lot. We've had some real powerhouse shooters in the Prem over the years. Brazil look poor. Brazil look poor. Scott said that's your theme song. Yeah, the song can't change, man. It's iconic. I'm gonna change some of the other stuff though. We're gonna get a little when we come back, hopefully, for the second part of the season. I'm gonna get a little upgrade on the channel, maybe on some of the graphics and the intro, and just change it up a little bit. If I drop the peas I want to, I'll be eating noodles with Partey. Hey, don't worry, man. Don't worry, man. Don't go anywhere. Love the intro song. Song is legendary. Yeah, it's got to go. It's going to the top with us, man. I saw the music on. It reminds me of Big C every time. Yeah, man. What we got? 28 minutes to go. Please don't deliver me a 0-0. Honestly. If it wasn't for the community, I'd be asleep through these games. This is a snore fest. I thought it would be straight Samba vibes. Patrick saying Brazil without Neymar are spineless. Bring the Arsenal boys on. They got to, man. I think sometimes, you know, sometimes in life, what do they say? You don't know what you've got until it's gone. These man going, oh, Neymar's greedy. But he's probably the X factor in the Brazil team that causes them to win games. And also, other teams are scared of him, so he draws 2 players to him, which gives other players space. So maybe that's why Richarlison was bagging as well, because Neymar is the guy they're worried about. Here's a chance for Brazil. Vinicius, left-hand side. The passes. Vinicius, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Scores! Jogo Bonito! Brazil take the lead. Vinicius Jr. Goal! Brazil take the lead. Vinicius Jr., the Real Madrid star. I said he was the man for Brazil in this World Cup. Great finish, too quick, calm, collective in front of goal. But then the question is he onside? Richarlison does well. Good little pass there. Yep, he gets the ball. Too quick. Swiss defender should not dive in. Great finish. Thierry Henry into the far corner. Just passes the ball into the net. Look at Dani Alves in the background ready to celebrate. Vinicius Jr. Brazil take the lead. Casemiro with the assist. This number 4 for Switzerland. Stay on your feet. He's gambled. He's gone all in. It's a brilliant finish. He makes it look so easy. I actually thought he had one touch too many. But that is a brilliant goal. Vinny said, hold my beer. He actually did the Neymar celebration out of respect to him. Vinny, I spoke about it at the start. I think he's going to be a star for Brazil. Lovely finish. Lovely, lovely finish. No hard feelings, Xhaka. Hey, it's one of them. Why are they doing a VAR check? For what? Don't make me shout out goal for all that time and then you tell me it's going to be disallowed. What are they checking? He looked miles onside. It's going to be disallowed. It's going to... Hey? What's happened? He's disallowed it, man. I've just shouted goal for 10 seconds and tweeted Vinicius Jr. and... Ombaklat. What kind of madness is this, man? 0-0. We're back to square one. All right, the Granit Xhaka winner is still on. All that excitement in the celebration. I'm tired now. Oh, man. Offside? How? Who was offside? I don't know. Yeah, the tweet's been deleted. Offside in the build-up. Okay, fair enough. I was excited then. I thought, goal. Oh, man. Back to boring 0-0 again. Clip it. Yeah, clip that, Ross. Do you know how long I just shouted goal for? And then man disallowed the goal, sorry. VAR. Listen, VAR's worked well in this tournament, though. I can't lie. Look how quick they're doing it. That unfortunate events Twitter page going to clip you all. Yeah, it's the game, innit? It's the game, people. Richarlison was offside. Spursy business as usual. Get him off. Get him off. Get Jesus on, man. Get Jesus and Martinelli on. They'll bring some energy and vibes, man. He got to make... How many changes he made? 2 changes? Yeah, make a change, man. Or we get a Granit Xhaka winner. Reverse psychology. End the celebration, Dave. Yeah, man. Done me there. Got me going crazy. Yo, Curtis, I'm starting the rumour you're going to be on Big 6 Extra. What you saying? It makes sense. No cap. Listen, man, I've had convos with him, but I think Turkish is the host, right? So the problem's always going to be... How can he bring another Arsenal fan on if he's hosting? He ain't gonna have 2 Arsenal fans on. So I'm not sure. Maybe if he decides not to host it, then you never know. Maybe, but yeah, nothing sorted as of yet. Richarlison reminds me of an ostrich, said he, Ross. Long neck thing, Oh, Turkish isn't the host. I thought was he not the host on the first show? Oh, people saying he's not hosting. I don't know. Maybe he just did the first one then. Assassin said, Emmanuel Petit on Cristiano Ronaldo. With all the good work Arteta and Edu have done over the last 2 or 3 years in the transfer market with their transfer policy, especially with Aubameyang, no chance for Arsenal. Here's Vinicius Jr. right-hand side. Goes past Akanji there. That's a foul. You've pushed him. It's a free kick. Right by the corner of the penalty area. And you know what? Not goalkeepers, defenders get away with that too often. You're outpacing it. I got to admit, he hasn't done much wrong there. I thought he blatantly pushed him in the back, but he hasn't done a lot. Okay, so they're doing another 6, and Turkish ain't going to host it. All right, fair enough. When I see him, we'll talk. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was about to start slandering Akanji, but he did very little there. Just leaned on him slightly. I think Vinicius knew what he was doing there. Free kick to Brazil. Can we finally get a goal? Brazil fans look a bit apprehensive in the crowd. Rafinha to take the free kick. Whips it in, headed away. Switzerland have defended really well. It's not easy to score. Yeah, not a foul. I'll be honest, I saw the replay. I don't think it was a foul. First viewing, I thought it was. I thought he pushed him in the back. Let's have a deal. If Arsenal win the Premier League, you get an R9 haircut. Boy, you know, that's a big ask for me. That means cane rows have to come off and everything. You know, I see a guy in the stadium there wearing like a hat with the R9 haircut. Maybe I'll do that. S. Berkey said, Big C, get some merch out, make a C-Unit business t-shirt, and I'm copping that. Next day delivery settings. Listen, I know I've said it for a long time. The merch is on its way, people. We're gonna get it. Bring on Martinelli. 20 minutes to go. This manager needs to make subs, man. They don't look great. And Bolo's rolled Marquinhos there. Dashes him off him as well. He's a decent player. I think, was it the other day, Mbolo scored, was it against Cameroon? Mbolo scored against Cameroon, and he was born in Cameroon. I believe his dad still lives there, and his dad's house was attacked by some fans in Cameroon. Obviously fuming that he, obviously, number one, doesn't play for the country of his birth, and number two, that he scored against them. E-Ross said, I'm copping too, you already know. Hey, big up, man. Community, man. We're coming. I won't let you down. Paul said, don't get rid of the cane rows, bro. I did, and look at me now. Paul, man, don't worry, man. Don't worry. You got the clean-shaven look instead. Here's Vinicius. Finds Richarlison. What are you trying to shoot from there for, man? He's getting hyped up. Scored great goal in the last game, but don't get carried away. Ronnie said, big up the C unit and chat. Cannot wait for the Prem to start again. Yeah, listen, I think the World Cup is going to make the Prem even more exciting because we're all like, the World Cup's been decent, but we're all kind of like, I can't wait to see club football again, you know. MXN said, I love the offside animation, makes it very clear and undisputable. They have worked VAR brilliantly in this competition. And the Premier League need to take a look at what they're doing because they're giving offsides in 10, 15, 20 seconds. In the Prem, it's taking 3-4 minutes to give it. So, yeah, they need to take a tip out of what they're doing. Richarlison, heavy touch there, and Somna clears it. Listen, 18 minutes to go. Brazil manager's got bags of quality on the bench. Why does he not make a change? Jake said, got to get the hoodie with Arteta on it, saying, I've always rated him. Can I get delivered merch to Kenya? Listen, if I launch it, it's got to go worldwide, right? It has to go world. So nobody's going to miss out. South London's finally said, to be fair, the girls love the bold guy. Well, you know, the long hair goes well as well, you know. But, yeah, I hear you, you know. Here we go. Gabriel Jesus. Yes. One of the Arsenal boys on the way. Anthony and Gabriel Jesus. We're not getting Martinelli, unfortunately. Richarlison getting dragged. He's turned back into Richarlison at Tottenham today. Sheets of metal. If Brazil win the World Cup, he said he's marrying a Brazilian girl. Those Brazilians are built different. Yeah, they're definitely built different. Gabriel Jesus. Come on, Gabby. Come on and score the winner now. Let's go. Gabriel Jesus is on. Rafinha comes off as well. So Rafinha and Richarlison come off. Jesus and Anthony come on. Yeah, man, he needed to make that change. I would still like Martinelli to come on as well, but let's go. I'd love to see Jesus get the win. I suppose it's hard for Martinelli to come on because he plays left wing and they've got Vinicius left wing, who's, you could argue, their best player when Neymar's not on the pitch. No more subs. Have they made 5? I thought it was 5 subs. Have they made 5? How many have they made, Brazil? I thought they'd only made 4. They've made 4. Rodrigo came on, or can you only make them on 3 different occasions? 3 windows. Oh, come on. That's a shambles, man. So Martinelli ain't coming on. 5, but in 3 stops. Yeah, you're right. Vinicius goes past him. It's good defending there. He does well. Oh, yeah, so he's not coming on. Yeah, you can only make subs on 3 occasions, even though you can make 5. So no Martinelli, which is a shame. The Swiss are cheesed. Swiss cheese set is Richarlison. He's not Brazilian. I think he's from Peru, man. Jesus winner or Xhaka winner? Let's go Gabby Jesus. Let's go Gabby. Chris said, what was worse, Birmingham final or Baku? I feel like the Birmingham one hurt me more because we hadn't won a trophy for like nearly a decade and we should have beat Birmingham. I think they got relegated that season. Chelsea, the game was over before I even got into it. I can't lie. It was done and dusted. Come on, please. We need a goal. We need a goal. Ish said the half-time window doesn't count, so you can still make a change. I actually don't even know the rules. The rules change so often. I don't even know now. If you've got 5 subs, just make them. I suppose they don't want you to have 5 different occasions to make subs because you could time waste towards the end. Although you can't time waste in this World Cup. You get the time back. And Bolo coming off. Seferovic coming on. In fact, they're making 2 changes. I didn't even see who the other one coming on. And Bolo doesn't look too happy that he's being dragged. Khalid said, I don't remember Baku. It never happened. Musa said it was a low point. Why Baku did hurt so much is we actually were having a really good Premier League season. And then in the end, we bottled the Premier League getting top 4. And then we were relying on Baku. It was all or nothing. And we bottled Baku as well. So the whole season, that season was looking like we're going to win the Europa League and we're going to get top 4. What a season. First year of transition from Wenger. This guy who always wins the Europa League is going to be a hero. And all of a sudden, you know, Crystal Palace at home, he's playing Cole Jenkinson and El Neni, and we got ripped apart. And then Brighton at home, and then Wolves away, and it just capitulated. The whole season disappeared. I think it does lay with Emery, the blame there. I don't think we're going to be doing the Portugal watch-along, if I'm being honest. Although, I have still got a bit of time to figure out if I can. Because it starts at 7. Just keep your notifications on. Although, to be fair, YouTube are not even notifying people sometimes that I'm live, so that might not even help you. As soon as I come off, I'll know within about 5 minutes. I just need to make a phone call, and then obviously if I am, I will throw up the thumbnail and everything. So just have a little look around 6 o'clock. 14 minutes to go in this game. Chris said Emery is to blame for the Prem players. Yeah. Do you know what? That's a good point. That is a good point. I always say if players need motivating for a final, there's something seriously wrong. So, yeah, I actually agree with that. I actually agree. Wasim said, when Curtis says keep your notifications on, you know the answers are no. Do you know what? No, I am tempted to do it because it's CR7, man. And I've shown a lot of respect for Messi. You know, done both his games, and I haven't done a watch-along for any of Ronaldo's games yet. They both deserve similar respect. Big C, pick one of the streets won't forget ballers, Taarabt, Ben Arthur or Payet. I'll be honest, I think my favourite was Ben Arthur. I wanted Arsenal to sign him a lot of times, left-footed. Adel Taarabt was at Tottenham, so he is a streets won't forget, but I ain't got no respect because he played for them lot. But Ben Arthur for me was wild. I was a big fan of him, but they were all good. I wanted Payet at Arsenal as well, to be honest. Somebody just said the FA Cup draws at 7 o'clock. Is that tonight, yeah? That'll be decent. FA Cup third round draw tonight at 7. Big up, Jake. Let's see who we get. I hope we get an easy draw because, to be honest, I would like to win the FA Cup. And what I don't want is a really difficult game this early in the competition, you know? Taba said, I no longer get your notification. Why is that? I don't understand that. And you have all clicked the notification bell and clicked all notifications yet. I don't know why they do this. Please stop with this CR7 nonsense. Oops, you're not happy that I was linking him to Arsenal, no? All right, cool. I can't promise, but I'll try not to. Now, we're not even being linked with him now. There was a couple stories, but no, I don't think it's going to happen. Imar, he was a good player. Very good player. Riquelme in there, man. Anthony whips it in. Chance flicked on. Sommer collects it. And no goal again. JJ Okocha. Payet, top player. Balotelli, someone said. Quaresma. Michu. Ben Arthur. Ben Arthur was serious. I was always a big fan of Ben Arthur. Balassi, Ben Arthur, and Zaha. That man there will nutmeg you, flick it over your head, they'll do anything. Tell these youths about Charlie Adam. Now, Charlie Adam, I can't lie, especially when he was he at Blackpool? Man was scoring from the halfway line and that. He was mad still. Always seemed like he was a bit overweight, but his left foot was wild. It was crazy, I can't lie. Maybe wasn't quite Liverpool level, but he was a baller. Sanchez or Hazard? Alexis Sanchez, baby. Alexis Sanchez, oh. Could be Arsenal bias, but I loved Alexis, man. He was special. Scored more goals than Hazard. Hazard was a baller. He was intelligent, but he flopped at Real Madrid. Never done nothing for Belgium. Sanchez won the Copa America with Chile, man, against Messi in Argentina. He was a baller at Juventus. He was a baller at Udinese. I'm Alexis Sanchez all day long. All day long. Sports Genius, Big C, we are linked to Pulisic, bring him to the carpet. Jeez, you're in a minority there, Sports Genius. I spoke about him on today's stream, and honestly, hardly anybody said they wanted him. Everybody was like, no, don't want nothing to do with him. He's a reject. He's on 150 grand. He's injury prone. People didn't want nothing to do with him. The Balassi flick over Ericsson. Listen, I still speak to him occasionally. He's an icon. Cafu and Roberto Carlos. I met Cafu actually in Orlando at the Arsenal game. And obviously R9, the GOAT. We won't start that debate again though. Ribery or Robin? I always preferred Robin. I don't know why. Maybe it was the left foot. Header by Brazil goes straight to Sommer. I tell you what, they have not created many chances. Listen, a quick one, Joe. I've said this. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I think I have. Lee Trundle played against him. Yeah, I played against him. He was at Bristol City. I was at Yeovil. And he is one of the best players I've ever played against. He was a maverick of a footballer. When I watched him play, I was a young player and he was an older player. And he actually gave me a lot of inspiration of like freedom in football, which is a big problem in football, you know. When you're a young player and you're trying to make it and you're under pressure from a coach and you're still trying to get through the age groups and they want you to play a certain way. Like I was a player that I like to have a lot of touches of the ball and I like to try and, you know, twist up defenders and that. And it sort of gets coached out of you because when you end up in the lower leagues, there ain't no skill. They're hitting the channels long and you're fighting to try and win a corner. That's basically how football is. Just work hard and run and battle. And Lee Trundle, this guy, I remember he chested the ball down on the halfway line and had a shot and tried to lob the goalkeeper. And their manager was like moaning, "Oh, my days! Oh! Casemiro with an absolute thunderbolt! Goal! Brazil take the lead! Casemiro with an incredible volley. Top corner. Pick that one out. Jan Sommer, no chance. There'll be no VAR check on this one. Former Real Madrid, current Manchester United player, 0 to 100 real quick. Oh my days, what a goal that is. Half volley, 12, 13 yards out. Jeez, what a hit, son, what a hit. Incredible goal. That is special. That is absolutely brilliant. What a goal, Casemiro. Brazil take the lead. What a goal. What an absolute belter. Little flick round the corner. He just volleys it first time. Keeper's got no chance. He's just watching the ball go past him. Sheets of Metal said that was amazing. What a goal. I was calmly just telling a story. And Casemiro does that. That is special. Jogo Bonito. 1-0 Brazil. They'll take it. They haven't been great, but they will take it. Take a bow, son. Chris is delighted. He's a Man U fan. Kaka's there as well. Jeez. There's some Brazilian football royalty inside that stadium tonight. I tell you that. Chris, would you have taken Casemiro at Arsenal? Come on. All day long. Top player. No doubt. R9 influence. R9 was there like, listen, you better score, you know. You better score. The goalkeeper's face is priceless. I didn't even see it. Let me rewind. What was Sommer doing? Is he just watching it go in? Oh, I've rewound it. Oh, I'm at the wrong angle. Here we go. Go back a bit more. Have I missed it? Why am I not seeing his face at everyone? Oh, yeah. Mouth open. Oh, he got a deflection. Oh, deflection. Yeah, I take it back. Big deflection. I thought it was just a clean hit. It's not as good a goal as I thought. But still, I'll give him the credit for the techers. Yeah, it gets deflected. It looks like it's going straight at the goalkeeper, to be honest. Which team has impressed you so far? Like I said, I got to go for France. I got to go for France because they won them games in the end quite comfortably, I felt like. Oh, no, Brazil are making another change. So you can make them on more than 3. Or I think Ish said that the half-time one didn't count. They're bringing on... Oh, Tellez is coming on. I was hoping that Martinelli would come on. Yeah, I didn't see it. Big deflection. South London's fine. Honestly, I've said it so many times. Kaka looks like Michael Jackson. Madness. Sandro comes off. Alex Tellez comes on. So no Gabriel Martinelli. But as I said, let's always draw for the positives. At least we get a fresh Martinelli back at Arsenal. Anthony does well, gets past the defender there. Brazil have got bodies forward here. Needs to move the ball. He's took too long. He does a flip-flap there, but loses out. They've crowded him out there, Switzerland. Good defending. You can't have all them legends in the stadium and playing like this. They should have been on flames. Yeah, they haven't turned up, man. They didn't turn up, but listen, they'll take a 1-0 win. It's tournament football. Where does Neymar rank amongst all-time great Brazilians? It's a great conversation. Top 10? Oh, shot there by Rodrigo, and the keeper tips it over the bar. Yeah, listen, you could have a debate. Some people might put him in the top 5. I would probably say top 10. Neymar. Rodrigo did well there, but the shot was straight. The goalkeeper tips it over the bar. What we got left? 3.5 minutes, people. Rodrigo. Can we get a Gabriel Jesus goal? That would be nice. Ball out wide. Anthony, right-hand side of the area, shoots to the back post. Goes out for a goal kick. Hits it too much. Man said, NR11 said top 2 in the 8th second. We know NR11 is a massive Neymar fan. Sam said top 10. Martinelli will be playing the next game. Yeah, hopefully, because they'll be through now with 2 wins. Surely they will give him an opportunity to maybe start the next game in Martinelli. Anthony said France are the only big team who fully delivered in the 2 games, scoring 7 in the process. Brazil only really turned it near the end of both their games. Spain were poor last night. Yeah, at the moment, I think the French are the team. Top 5, about to be Brazil's top scorer. Fair enough. Did you ever watch Julian Joachim? Yeah, I did. I actually played against him once as well. I think he was playing for Kings Lynn at the back end of his career, Julian Joachim. Yeah, I watched him a couple of times as well. Kaka is what you get if Jacko and Karate Kid had a love child. It's a bit similar to both. Gabriel Jesus fouled there. Wins a free kick for Brazil. Luckily, he's not hurt. Huge debate. Which Bayern Munich team was better, 2012 or 2019? I can't really remember their 2012 team. I'm not even lying. Would that have been Robin and them, man? Yeah, I actually can't even remember all of it. So I'm not even going to cap. I know their 1920 team was good, Lewandowski and that. Ball whipped in, back post, terrible free kick. Sommer keeps it in. They got a minute and a half of normal time to go. Chris said, should these extra time rules be included in the Prem? I think it's not good if you're in a rush and they're adding 14 minutes on, but I think the fans are getting more football because at the end of the day, the ball's not in play a lot of the time. So they're giving them the minutes back that are wasted. So, but I don't think they will in the Prem. I don't think they will. But they should definitely copy their VAR setup because they're working it a lot better. Little tussle here. Gabriel Jesus involved. Xhaka's got his arm round him. Hey, you two go easy, go easy. You know what I mean? You're going to be teammates again in a week or two. Xhaka calmed things down there, something that I don't say too often. Usually he's the instigator. Oh, was it 12-13? Oh, Robin and Ribery. Yeah, that was the team them times. Who did they have up front them times? Was it Gomez or someone? Robin and Ribery was special. I can't lie. Yeah, I'd have to go Robin and Ribery. Those two were a big problem. They were a big, big problem, man. They were just old school, quick, sharp wingers. You know, they were serious. Schweinsteiger, yeah, man. Zukic, Alaba. That team, I go with that team, was the better one for me. That was a serious team. Jerome Boateng, Lahm, yeah, 100%. 100% I'm going with the 12-13 team all day long. Switzerland on the counter-attack. Good defending there. Brazil win the ball back. And they end up all the way back. Alisson. I had Alisson down, actually, for the Golden Glove. And my bet at the moment, I bet on Brazil to win the World Cup and Mbappe to win the Golden Boot. I didn't actually bet on Alisson to win the Golden Glove, but I did put that on my predictions on Twitter before the World Cup. Should have bet on him as a treble. Still not overly impressed with Brazil, I've got to be honest. But they won't care. They've done enough. Chris said, hard for me to admit my family are from Dortmund. I've always wanted to go to Dortmund. Looks like a great atmosphere at their stadium with the yellow wall and that. And always seem to have quick, fast teams. I would like to go and watch. Switzerland goalkeeper has got to be the smallest keeper. Shows how good he is. That keeper that small doesn't make it. Jan Sommer. Always seems to get good cards on FIFA as well. Jake said, Curtis, what do you think of Arsenal, Man City, February 15th, 7:30? Enjoy your Valentine's Day the night before. And let's hope that Arsenal continue the celebrations for us with a massacre of Man City on the day after. 7:30 kickoff. It's on Amazon Prime, I believe. So that's going to be a huge game. That is massive. Because if we beat them, we should have beat them at home last year. If you remember, Xhaka gave away a penalty. Martinelli missed the open goal. We should have beat them. We need to beat them, especially in the home game. So that game is one of the biggest games of the season for Arsenal by far as well. Especially if we're still the top two teams come that point. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. Nick said, I like Dortmund and Marco Reus. Always surprised that Reus never left Dortmund. Showed a lot of loyalty. I'm sure clubs have been in for him. Barca or Real, I think one of those two were in to try and sign him. Sports Genius said, Big C, his son turns 9 months old today and enjoying the World Cup with him crawling around. When was your first World Cup with Cruz? His first World Cup would have been... Oh, it's 2-on-1. I will come back to you here. Vinicius has a bad touch. His first World Cup would have been 2014. And he did watch a few games. He was only young. And then 2018, he watched quite a lot of that. And then he's been watching a lot of this one. So, yeah, man, get them involved early, man. Just keep it on the screen so they can watch and understand that football will be on the TV a lot as you're growing up. So, yeah, man. Real Madrid wanted to buy Royce. He said no. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Imagine if we lose to Wales tomorrow, even if we still qualify, it would be a joke. Gareth needs to make changes tomorrow. For me, Foden's got to come in. I think Kyle Walker should come back in as well. I think he should make a few changes. Not many, but a few. Freshen it up a little bit. I'll be doing a watch along for England. Chance! Chance! Oh, my days. Was that Jesus? Oh, it was Rodrigo. He had a chance there. Great block by Akanji. I have to be honest, he was open. What a touch by Vinicius with the outside of the foot. It's a brilliant block by Akanji, you know. Really good. And said, enough. Everyone shut up and sit down. We need to make Pep angry like that for real. Big up Sheets of Metal. S-Keb, this game shows Neymar is still needed. I agree. They haven't got as much magic. He is their magic. 6 minutes added on here. Fairly short for this World Cup. Have you seen the South Park clip with you and Robbie? I haven't seen that. I have not seen that. What a block from Akanji, former Dortmund player. Which World Cup was better, 2010 South Africa or Brazil? 2010 had lots of drama. South Africa, see, I can't remember that World Cup that well. I remember the Brazil World Cup more, I think. So I'm not sure. I don't fully remember the 2010 World Cup. Like, I do remember it, obviously, Vuvuzelas and South Africa and stuff, but I just can't remember much games from it. So I'd have to go with the Brazil one. Just purely because I can't remember that World Cup too well. Wouldn't be surprised if Saka gets dropped. Yeah, a lot of people, most of us are saying drop Mason Mount and play Foden in the 10, but he tends to play on the right for England, so maybe he'll drop Saka. Which, like I said, every cloud has a silver lining. If he gets dropped, then it is what it is. He has a rest. Corner for Brazil. Jesus wins the corner there. Nice little flick. 2010, yeah, the Jubilani ball. France went on strike. See, honestly, I can't remember much from that World Cup. If you told me things, I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that happening. But just off the top of my head, I remember 2014, Neymar broken back, and Germany obviously beating Brazil and stuff like that. So can't lie, Jude Bellingham gave me second thoughts. He had a stinker, didn't he, in the second game? I was like, yo, 100 million, actually. Maybe I wouldn't pay that much for him. He looked bang average. Brazil have won. Full-time whistle goes, people. The pre-tournament favourites have won the game. Switzerland just didn't do enough, really, to win that. The legends are celebrating. Kaká, Cafu, Carlos, and R9 Ronaldo all celebrate as Brazil win the game. That will secure their qualification to the knockout stage. So, game over, 1-0. Not a great game, but a 1-0 victory and a very good goal by Man United's Casemiro. But again, I am thinking that Brazil do not look unbeatable. I think other teams should still be thinking that they can beat this team. People, I'm out of here. As I said, I will let you know whether I can do this Portugal game. I'm just going to make a phone call. Keep your notifications on. If not, I will be doing the England game tomorrow and maybe Arsenal content during the day as well. So keep it locked. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all soon, people. Bless.